Welcome back to this Let's Play of the original official campaign for Neverwinter Nights 2. First part of this episode is unfortunately going to be a bit of a let's watch a cutscene, but sometimes that's what we have to do. We can tell Naval we're ready, because we've done everything we had to do. We have the Silver Sword of Gith, we've killed a couple Shadow Reavers. Aldenon hasn't quite gotten back to us on that Tome of Ilkazar, but we'll get to it soon enough. And apparently they're not bringing me along to the battle at Highcliff, which of course means they're going to lose. Because they can't lose when you're present, unless you just save and reload. Excellent camera work again.
It is as if all the dead of the mare walk, my lord. There are miles of them.
Then we shall make a road of their bodies. The enemy comes! They are men who have died once, and they will die again! We are more than their match. They know nothing of courage, of honor. They have no loved ones they fight for. And that is why they will fall before our swords, our spears, for the gods are with us. Brothers, sisters all, standing side by side against death. Know that all of Neverwinter stands behind you. Let us remind them of death and send them back to the hells.
Huzzah. Not much of a speech.
To battle! The Nine! To me!
Coming, sir!
Lord
Oh, you left me
Nasher.
behind. Oh, right. I guess you
Let
brought
us
all
fight
of the
to
Nine
him.
along.
See if we can rescue him. The Nine, to me! Men of Neverwinter, Lord Nasher is wounded. Everyone to Crossroad Keep. We will make our last stand there.
Well, that didn't go so well. Moral of the story? If there's a main character in the game, be sure to bring them along, because we may not have plot immunity, but we can just make the plot happen again until we get it right. And he says essentially, do whatever you can do until reinforcements arrive. Well, gee, thanks. Fortunately, this place is pretty well prepared.
Oh, there you are. Pardon me, but I was wondering if you happened to see Amon Jero about? I had some questions for him regarding the King of Shadows, and he seems to be rather elusive.
Looking for Jero? Old Tattoo Face left the keep a while ago. Thought you'd finally told him to shove off, Captain. If he's gone, so what? I can track him if you want. Personally, I think we should let him go or kill him. But that's just my copper on the matter.
Well, we kind of need him for the ritual, so I guess we should find out what trouble he got into. This appears to be Chandra's farm.
Ouroboros.
I stayed my hand until you could see this ruin for yourself. This pain is something that I cannot inflict upon you in Beator. Here is where she played in her youth. There is where she slept. And in your sanctuary is where her body now lies, grave and tomb.
If you have come for retribution, you are a fool.
That you would think I would allow you to remain unpunished for my imprisonment, that is foolish. Perhaps in your cowardly burrow you commanded power, but not here.
You should have enjoyed your freedom while you could. You know I'm more than a match for you.
Your skill in the craft is sufficient to give me pause. True, but I have learned from my mistakes while you are still making them, I think.
What are you doing here?
This this one was present at her death as well. Ah, all loose ends tied together at once. I thank you for these gifts, Amon. You will have company as you burn in the hells.
Alright, I was wrong. This is actually the last fight. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I said it before, and, well, maybe I could be wrong again, but Masshole Monster actually theoretically could work. It didn't, but at least it could have theoretically worked. I'm not sure if I'll bother to just randomly cast those on things that they won't affect, but, you know. Jero almost made the same mistake Lord Asher did. He tried to get in a fight without the main character present. That never turns out well.
I don't recall asking you to come with me. I won't bother asking how you knew I was here. You always seem to be underfoot, interfering with everything. If I needed your help to visit this ruin, I would have asked. But I was able to find my own way here. If I wanted to waste time trading words with you, I would have remained at the keep. That is not why I am here. There is something I placed here long ago that may be of use in our war now.
Well, yeah, it's good to know that he cares about Chandra.
Is it all it means to me? Yes. I never knew this place. Never knew my niece until you brought her to me. So should I feel something as I look at this place? I think not. It is a burnt ruin, and I've seen many of these strewn with corpses. Some caused by me, but many more caused by the King of Shadows. So it affects me little. That is because I know there will be hundreds, thousands, countless more unless the King of Shadows is stopped. And he must be stopped if people are to live.
And, you know, we can more or less confront him on the whole Chandra thing.
Ah, and so you pass judgment on me yet again. Do you realize how you sound, or are you deaf to it? As you condemn my actions, perhaps you should ask yourself how well you knew her. Really knew her.
Well, we didn't know her in the biblical sense, but we kind of knew her.
Indeed. Because from all that I have heard, you are constantly placing her in danger, and you knew very little about her at all. So your preaching is not only irritating me, it is a hypocrisy I commonly observe in the Neverwinter nobility, Captain.
And this is why you need to gain influence with Chandra, because it allows you to go through this conversation. It's the only real point to gaining influence with Chandra. I suppose it matters for the trial, but the trial's outcome is kind of, well, you're going to have to do the fight either way.
Very well, I am listening. That was a great deal more than I thought. She could have remained here and been safe, but yet she followed you. Why?
Because I'm the main character, that's why.
Still, despite what you have said, she is still the reason why I have to fight this war. Because no one else has the strength to do it, or is willing to make the choices that I can.
Yeah, if you kill... I like this line. If you kill the people you're trying to save, you know, that doesn't really work.
I did what I had to do, always. They were hard decisions, but they had to be made by someone. And if no one would do it, I would. And before you judge me for my crimes, perhaps you should look back. The trail of dead behind you is long indeed. Hero of Neverwinter, ask yourself truly if everything you have done has been done because you believe it was right. And then ask yourself if, because of it, the innocent have suffered.
Well, you know, we haven't exactly gone from true neutral to lawful good doing nothing here.
Yet your actions? Would you change them if you had to do them over? I did what I had to do, always. Always. The King of Shadows must be stopped. There is no middle ground in this. To save Neverwinter, of course. They didn't move fast enough, see the threat for what it was, so I acted. You're right. I won't argue it with you anymore. I will not condemn all I have done, but there are times I have acted rashly, and innocents have paid the price. It is pride, and it is arrogance. And I do wish I had known Chandra even for a short while. I had thought her lost in the war, you know. And in the end, she was. I am sorry, Chandra. Wherever you walk now, forgive me.
I think it's the haste spell that makes this animation screw up. Could be wrong.
It seems the land has answered me. This looks to be a pendant of some sort. No, I have found what I was looking for.
Alright, and you get 1,000 XP for doing that. And you also get this amulet, which Jero can't identify, but I can. And it is pretty good. It's a 4 natural AC, 10 hit points, plus 3 to universal saves, spell resistance. I don't know if I'll actually use it, because I already get natural AC from Shadow Shield, but somebody will get good benefit out of it. We're more or less out of time for this episode, but I thought I'd just drop by here in Port Last and just for one last chance to buy things. Naya sells an infinite number of potions of heal, so I'll probably stock up a little bit on those. I've cast a whole bunch of spells to create a whole bunch of scrolls, and, well, we're pretty well stocked on supplies, but, you know, there's not any point in having money at the end of the game, so I may as well spend it now. If you search the area at Chandra's farm, you'll find this Balafor's Gnashing Rod, which I think is supposed to be what Jero went there to pick up. It's pretty good. I mean, the greater spell penetration and combat casting are useful feat bonuses, but I'd rather just have him use a shield. This Scarab of Greater Protection, it's not bad. It shares some things with the Amulet of Chandra Jero, and actually, compared to this Greater Amulet of Health, I might as well just use it. Immunity to poison is rather irrelevant, actually. It's the only thing that's different. Immunity to poison doesn't matter if your stats can't be drained. Staff of the Magi is the good old-fashioned version. It has all sorts of spell charges, and you can break it for a Retributive Strike. You know, it's nice that they included that little twist. It's not very useful, but it's there. And you also find a Ring of Regeneration, some Spell Chain, which I think they meant to make the Arcane Spell Failure minus 30%, but it's only minus 20%, so it doesn't actually do me any good. I'll still have Spell Failure. And then another copy of the Sly Blade, and I don't know why they bothered with it. Anyway, next time we'll get started up again back at Crossroad Keep, but this is really the last point at which you have to do any shopping or really just sort of mess around, so it's now or never.